Yo, it's your boy Cal Real Solid with another reaction. And we got a crazy video for y'all today. 10 most shocking roller coaster and theme park disasters of the 21st century must see. So we about to see what this get into. And I ain't about to waste no more time. Like, comment, and subscribe. You know, you know all this stuff. Let's go.
Nothing gets the spirits up as much as a visit to one of the biggest theme parks in the world. Kids are smiling, and
Man, I noticed as I got a little older, like I get dizzy on the rides easier and stuff like that. But let's continue. Let's go.
adults are all excited to have some fun. That is the power a roller coaster has to bring joy to everyone around. But just as it can spread joy, roller coasters often lead to misery, pain, and, in extreme cases, even the end of a life. Pain and just as it can spread joy, roller coasters often lead to to have some fun. That is the power a roller coaster has to bring joy to everyone around. But just as it can spread joy, roller coasters often lead to misery, pain, and, in extreme cases, even the end of a life. Today, we explore some of the worst roller coaster incidents we could.
Okay, here we go. We about to see what's going on. This is another potential thumbnail. Let's go.
Find from the 21st century. Whilst the trend has significantly calmed down thanks to advancements in technology, neglect and carelessness are two things you still need to keep in mind when visiting your next theme park.
Yeah, because a lot of these people be young, their first jobs, they don't care about if the thing working good or whatever. So let's see. Come on. I'm pausing too much.
Two things you still need to keep in mind when visiting your next theme park. Let's dive in. Number 1. Disaster at Six Flags New Orleans. Six Flags New Orleans has been a major attraction in the early 2000s with its zoo and aquarium.
We used to go up there turning up.
Massive smiles to the faces of young children. However, Rosa Donaldson, a 52-year-old grandmother native to New Orleans, didn't have such fortune. During the summer of 2003, Rosa was taking care of her 4-year-old grandson for the summer holidays.
Break free with the new Opera GX, the browser that puts you in control with a brand new design.
I hope they didn't let that little kid ride the ride. I just hope they didn't let him ride that ride.
2003, Rosa was taking care of her 4-year-old grandson for the summer holidays. Naturally, she went above and beyond, purchasing season passes for herself and her grandson to visit the entirety of the park. The pass included the zoo and aquarium, among the various other attractions. On July 10th, 2003, however, the unthinkable happened. Whilst her grandson was preparing to ride a new attraction in the park, the Joker's Jukebox, consisting of about 30 cars that spin on 6 moving arms, tragedy struck. Rosa entered the restricted area, trying to ensure her grandson was properly fastened when the operator started the ride. Rosa was hit by 2 spinning cars, one against the head and the other against the abdomen.
Let's digest that. Rosa was hit by 2 spinning cars, once against the head and once against the abdomen. So, oh. Golly.
Rosa was hit by 2 spinning cars, one against the head and the other against the abdomen. Medical staff immediately responded, but Rosa sadly lost her life before reaching the hospital. Who do you think should be blamed for this incident? And should there have been more safety precautions? Number 2. Six Flags claims another life, Texas. Six Flags has become the go-to for many American families seeking a day out with the family. However, its record does not serve as a reminder that caution is important. This time, we go over to Six Flags Texas Amusement Park. On July 19, 2013, a 52-year-old woman by the name of Rosie Esparza had one of the most gruesome incidents ever seen at an amusement park. Rosie was excited to try the Texas Giant roller coaster for the first time, but upon entering the ride, she expressed concerns about her safety harness. An operator assured her it was fine and properly secured, words that would later haunt the family.
Man, my shit would be like, if I don't feel comfortable, let me off. I'm not riding. Let me off. That's it. Fuck them.
It was fine and properly secured, words that would later haunt the family. The ride set off, but as it gained speed and rounded a corner, Esparza's restraint came undone. She was flung more than 75 feet onto a nearby metal roof. The woman was nearly severed in half, tragically losing her life.
Wow,
In the
in
aftermath,
half?
the manufacturer and park both reached an undisclosed settlement with the woman's family. So make sure to double check those restraints next time you're in Texas. Number 3. The derailment on Children's Day, Japan. Regardless of where you visit in the world, roller coasters all try to be as safe as possible. When it comes to children's rides, the pressure is that much higher to ensure everything is running well. On May 5th, 2007, tragedy struck in Fujin Ranjin 2. This roller coaster is specifically designed to be on rails, featuring
Okay, look, this is the picture after. Yeah, man. That thing, see that thing right there leaning to the side? That motherfucker fell sideways or something, man. Yeah, let's go, let's see.
Ranjin 2. This roller coaster is specifically designed to be on rails, featuring 6 cars. As the ride set off, everything seemed fine, but halfway through the 3,500-foot track, one of the axles cracked. This sent the train off the tracks and into one of the guardrails.
Oh, see, yep. There you go. Exactly like the picture.
19-year-old Yoshino Kagawara tragically lost her life, whilst 19 others were
And they still, 19 others is on the right. Yeah, look at that. Golly.
also injured on the ride.
My bad.
The aftermath revealed that these axles had not been replaced in 15 years. Whilst information about the settlement is unknown, it is believed that 3 employees admitted professional negligence at the park. They also admitted to submitting bogus safety reports, despite visible cracks on the axles. This is what happens when money supersedes human life. Number 4. 6 people lose their lives in China. Shenzhen is one of the most popular cities in China, often being home to some of the biggest Chinese billionaires. So having a popular theme park is a good investment. Eco-Venture Valley of overseas Chinese town is one of the most popular amusement parks
rich
in the
neighborhood,
country.
for sure.
Space Journey, a ride you have probably heard of before.
No. You see how that's spinning? There's no way I'm getting on that.
Popular amusement parks in the
Not,
country.
no.
Space
See, I'll go on a roller coaster, up and down, you know. But something that's just spinning? Nah. I'm good.
Journey, a ride you have probably heard of before, is perhaps their star attraction, depending on who you ask. It is one of the most adrenaline-filled rides, simulating a rocket being launched into space. The ride supposedly accelerates at twice the rate of gravity, adding dramatic effects like spinning and shaking its 11 cabins. Each of these can hold approximately 4 people. However, June 29, 2010 became a day of horror at the popular amusement park. As the ride set off, many eyewitnesses reported a power outage, which was followed by an explosion. The chain of events meant that one of the cabins came loose, colliding with some of the other cabins and dropping about 50 feet to the ground.
Wait,
During
let's
the
get that again.
some of the other cabins
Let's get
of
that again.
events meant that one of the cabins came loose, colliding with some of the other cabins and dropping about 50 feet to the ground. During the event, about 6 people tragically lost their lives, with 10 more having injuries that ranged from light bruises to critical. But the most surprising factor is that the ride fully passed its maintenance checks just 8 days prior.
Maybe the checks ain't shit.
Is that the ride fully passed its maintenance checks just 8 days prior. This begs a question of how reliable Chinese theme parks are.
Look out, 'cause here I come. Look out, 'cause here I come. They need to fix them damn rides. I mean, they gotta have somebody over the, somebody over the person that's over it. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back into it. Let's go.
Fully passed its maintenance checks just 8 days prior. This begs a question of how reliable Chinese theme parks are, or if the reports might have
He said Chinese theme parks.
question of how reliable Chinese theme parks are, or if the reports might have been bogus, much like what happened in Japan 3 years earlier. Number 5. Superman Tower of Power leads to catastrophe.
No, not Superman. Not Superman. Let's see, y'all. We all know what that ride. Superman up there with you, you fall straight down.
Kentucky. If you are a fan of the Six Flags theme parks, you might not want to see them on this list again. However, one of the main attractions is the Superman Tower of Power,
That's not
located at Six
Superman.
Flags, Kentucky. The ride, which tends to create high
Oh, yeah,
levels
that's
of
Superman.
adrenaline, is beloved by many who don't fear heights. On June 21st, 2007, Caitlin Lassiter and her friends visited the park. One of their favorite rides was, in fact, the Tower of Power. Whilst they had previously done the ride, the group decided they wanted to go on it for a second time. But unfortunately, this was when the unthinkable happened. As the group of friends headed up the ride, several of the support cables broke loose. These cables began whipping them in their faces and torsos. Caitlin recounted in a deposition how they would scream, and the ride just kept on going up. In the aftermath, Caitlin and others did survive, with no deaths reported. However, both her feet were severed by the cables. Whilst doctors could reattach the right foot, her left leg was amputated below the knee. A settlement did hatch the right foot, her left severed.
Man, she lost it, man. That photo shoot crazy though. I ain't gonna lie.
By the cables. Whilst doctors could reattach the right foot, her left leg was amputated below the knee. A settlement did happen behind closed doors, but once again, it shows how things could go wrong in an instant. Number 6. Disney.
Shout out to Liquid. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm making a video, but shout out to my boy Liquid in the Twitch chat. We be on some 2K stick. I bought the $50 option pack. Let me know who you get, Liquid. Let's go.
Again, it shows how things could go wrong in an instant. Number 6. Disney's Big Thunder hits the roof. The Big Thunder Mountain Railroad roller coaster is one of the most famous in the world. In fact, it is something everyone wants to experience if they love these kinds of thrills. However, Big Thunder has had a fair few issues, with September 5th, 2003 being one of its worst moments. On this day, the coaster malfunctioned when the lead car of this faux locomotive latterly lost its rear wheels. Due to the imbalance, it shot up into the roof while the train was passing through the indoor section. Subsequent cars were all full of momentum, smashing into the lead car. However, one car would end up beneath the lead car, with a man by the name of Marcelo Torres
He
tragically
drowned.
losing
He
his
had to
life.
drown.
The incident did wreak somewhat of a conspiracy for many of those who had been following these disasters. In fact, it didn't get nearly as much attention as some of the other incidents. It would later be revealed by the California Division of Occupational Safety that the machinists did not understand or follow the park's maintenance procedures. It was reported that Disney and the Torres family did settle the following year for an undisclosed sum. But was this perhaps a conspiracy? Number 7. A horror in Omaha. Whilst the next incident didn't happen in one of the most popular theme parks, it also proves how dangerous festival rides can be. On May 5th, 2016, an 11-year-old girl by the name of Elizabeth Gilruth and her family were visiting a festival in Omaha, Nebraska. One of the rides presented was the King's Crown, which features a design where it spins the
Look
riders
like a
around.
kid ride.
On this day, the 11-year-old's hair got caught in the ride. What happened next is not for the faint of heart. Young Elizabeth's scalp was ripped from her head, but the ride continued for another 5 minutes despite her screaming. One brave Samaritan by the name of Jolene Cisneros would take some initiative, physically stopping the ride with her bare hands, as ABC News would report later. Young Elizabeth did survive the ordeal, losing the as ABC
Poor
News would
girl.
report later. Young Elizabeth did survive
Wow. At least she got away with her life, man.
the ordeal, losing the entirety of her scalp and hair while suffering significant damage to the eyes. She would undergo dozens of surgeries, eventually recovering much of what she'd lost. No information is available about the aftermath as the case was not reported in too much depth. This also shows how many of these incidents often just slide under the radar.
Wow. Man, and this was your boy Kyle Real Solid. Subscribe to Infamous Accidents on YouTube. Also, like, comment, and subscribe to my page. If you ain't already subscribed, roll to 1,000. You know what I mean? So I can start making a little chili on here. All right. Have a good day, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. And peace.